Welcome to Module 3. I hope you're making the progress that you expected to make at this point. I hope you're caught up with your reading, you're enjoying what you're reading. This week we're going to talk about strategic planning and teamwork. We've laid the basis for what strategic planning specifically to marketing entails. But let's talk this week with our other classmates. How are we going to accomplish that? Through some formal discussions, and the first one begins this week. Remember, collaboration leads to creativity, and creativity is the basis for innovation, new market share, and profits. Through the discussion process, you can link with other class members. You can start to discuss the materials that you have questions about. This is just what we do in modern corporate organizations, and we use the same electronic means to do so more often than not nowadays. Remember that creativity comes from the collection of individuals collaborating, sharing ideas. You're not trying to protect anything. You're trying to share things to arrive at bigger and better ideas that lead to new product, new means for supply, new production methods, opening of new markets, and of course a better enterprise form, the way we do things administratively within our corporate structure. Strategic planning is therefore team-oriented, and our character is defined as our mental abilities and our moral capabilities. Our character influences our participation in teams. It also influences our effectiveness, achieving the goal, and our efficiency, doing it in a profitable way. Our success is comprised of our effectiveness and efficiency in teams. Very rarely do we do anything alone in this world. I rely on so many people to accomplish what I do in the classroom. I rely on so many people to accomplish what I do when I'm involved with my writing. And it was the same way during my 26-year corporate career. I was fortunate that I worked with two really great socially responsible corporations that loved their employees like they were parts of the family. Even though they weren't, we still felt like we were part of a family. I was fortunate that I was able to move to the executive vice presidential level or member of executive team at those two corporations. I rely on that to understand how to be creative in the classroom today. Just like you, once you leave the classroom, you will enter into the workplace and you will have to work with some entity of some sort. And I hope that it's a socially responsible one, like found on the list made by Corporate Responsibility magazine that they call the Elite 100, or Forbes magazine's Just 100, or Fortune magazine's America's Best Companies to Work For. Marketing is based on sociology and psychology. Sociology is the study of groups, and psychology relates to our values, beliefs, and attitudes that determine our behaviors. Marketing is the combination of both. In a large corporation, in a medium-sized corporation, or even in our own business, we're concerned with how our customers think, what they do in terms of segments of the market or groups of the market, and ultimately how they behave relative to our product. Remember, our product comprises a set of features, attributes, and benefits. Then remember from your original principles of marketing, those features are physical characteristics, but the attributes are what those characteristics mean to the consumer, the buyer, or the client in use. And ultimately, it's the benefit that they derive from the product that allows you to build the brand image, that allows you to exist and grow in the marketplace. Marketing plans therefore involve geography, demography, and psychography. In other words, we can segment or break down markets at three different levels. Geographically, in terms of place; demographically, what's the composition of households, what are the incomes, what are the male-female ratios in those areas, but ultimately, and because it impacts our communication with those segments of the marketplace, it's psychographics or psychography, and that's the modern way to market things. Any commercial you see is trying to touch your values and your beliefs so that you create an attitude about that product or service, and you behave towards that product or service the way the producer would like you to do. That's a lot of information to digest, but remember you've heard it before in your other marketing classes. As always, if you have any questions, please contact your instructor or creatively collaborate with your classmates. Thank you and best wishes.